616 in LA was a prayer, an open declaration from a man with nothing to lose, ready to go to war. It's arguably the most underrated track of this entire beef, and in my opinion, one of the most sonically pleasing songs Kendrick has dropped in years. The Euphoria cover art referenced Drake's Back to Back, a subtle jab at his 2015 diss track. Kendrick even teased in Euphoria, the song, that he could go back to back for the record. The cover for 616 in LA is a close-up of a Maybach glove. Some speculated it was a nod to O.J. Simpson, others thought it referenced Rick Ross's Maybach music. But later, we found out that the glove was actually a zoomed-in photo from the Meet the Grams cover, allegedly showing items stolen from Drake by a mysterious figure known as the Riddler. Yes, this rap beef really had a Riddler figure, and his name was Ebony Prince, a former hotel worker who allegedly worked at the same hotel that Drake stayed at in the past. That's how he supposedly got access to Drake's belongings, and to this day, Ebony Prince continues to drop cryptic clues about what might have gone down at that hotel. Some call him a clout chaser, but others are patiently waiting, convinced he holds the keys to some dark hidden truth. The title 616 in LA holds multiple meanings. It's the date Kendrick and Drake first met in 2011. It's also Tupac's birthday, just one day before Kendrick's. It's Father's Day in Canada. It's the day O.J. Simpson's charges were submitted. And it's the premiere date of the TV show Euphoria, a show executively produced by Drake. There's plenty of more examples where that came from, but Drake asked for the entendres and Kendrick truly did give them back. Kendrick dropped the song at exactly 6:16 a.m. Pacific time, mirroring Drake's signature timestamp series. He didn't release it on DSPs, but on Instagram, just like Drake did with Taylor Made. As of now, the reel has racked over up to 70 million views, more than Drake's own Red Button diss track, Family Matters. Now let's talk strategy. Kendrick's response to Family Matters felt almost too perfect. Drake had made the song about family. Kendrick came back with Meet the Grams, mirroring the exact structure, a message to each family member. It was too precise, it was too direct, and too personal. Did someone from Drake's camp leak information to Kendrick? Drake's had issues with leaks before, most famously with Pusha T and the Adonis situation. That leak allegedly came from OVO 40, who was pillow talking with a woman. Could something similar have happened again? Kendrick even hints in 616 that the person Drake suspects, it's not them, it's someone closer. That alone could have thrown Drake into paranoia. And I think that paranoia is what made Drake rush out Family Matters. Sure, he probably planned to release it that weekend, but after 616, he knew Kendrick wasn't playing around. He tried to regain control by previewing a track over Buried Alive, their very first collaboration, but even that move fell flat. The antics, the trolling, the media spin, it was truly all about to be brought to light. The song wasn't just a diss, it was psychological warfare. Kendrick knew exactly what he was doing, shaking Drake's foundation before the real shots were even fired. Just imagine how Drake reacted when Pusha T exposed Adonis. Now imagine Kendrick doing the same thing, but again, from a spiritual, calculated, almost surgical angle. A man with nothing to lose, who already cleansed himself of guilt, trauma, and shame on Mr. Morale. He was ready for a battle, and if he lost, he at least learned something from it. But let's be honest, he never planned on losing to begin with. Kendrick also made sure that Drake couldn't run his usual distraction playbook. You remember that video of Drake fondling an underage girl on stage and how it went viral back in 2020? Well, it was quickly scrubbed from the internet, but not before Drake dropped Tootsie Slide, a TikTok dance song hit to shift the narrative. Kendrick references that moment in 616, basically saying, you can't dance your way out of this one. There's no hit song that you could drop to distract the masses from what I'm about to say. He also exposes the coordinated use of Zach via Twitter bots, similar to the salamander bot tactics Drake used against Pusha T. These bots push propaganda and misinformation. If enough fake accounts say something, real people will start to believe it. That's how Drake manipulates the masses. And now, ironically, those same bot accusations have been flipped onto Kendrick, calling him a K-bot user, even though before this beef, nobody ever accused him of that. In fact, people used to mock Kendrick for low sales on Mr. Morale, To Pimp a Butterfly, and even Good Kid, Mad City. Kendrick's point is very clear. When you need to manipulate people just to sell records, you've already lost. He opens the song with a prayer, asking God for forgiveness for what he's about to do. That line alone should have warned Drake that this wasn't going to be a game. Kendrick had found peace, and that made him dangerous. He was calm, collected, and confident. When it first dropped, some people didn't even say it felt like a diss track, but a year later, its purpose is more clear than ever. It wasn't loud, it was surgical. Kendrick wasn't just responding, he was prophesizing. You could argue that every Kendrick's diss to some extent was prophetic, but this one felt like he was speaking on both the present and the future. Even academics, one of the loudest Drake supporters, couldn't resist playing Kendrick's music. A self-proclaimed neutral figure, Ak has been pushing anti-Kendrick propaganda narratives while still admitting to being a fan. Bigging up Drake, then low-key playing Dot's tracks, a double agent in real time, and irony at its finest. In the end, Kendrick looks Drake dead in the eye and says, "Your internet shenanigans won't work, the propaganda will eat you alive, and the people closest to you, the yes men in your circle, they're preying on your downfall. You are not alone, so ask what would Michael do?" A powerful closing line referencing Michael Jackson's "You Are Not Alone," while foreshadowing the themes of Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. Drake, like MJ, ends up surrounded, paranoid, and unsure of who he could trust. And Kendrick, he walked away knowing exactly who he was. And so, what started as a simple timestamp, 616 in LA, became something else entirely. A confession, a prophecy, a prayer. In a war filled with flashy lines, viral moments, and internet spin, Kendrick Lamar didn't just fire back. He knelt before the storm and spoke with the calm of a man who had nothing to lose and everything to say. This wasn't a warning. This was a reckoning. The prayer heard around the world wasn't loud. It was deliberate, surgical, a quiet strike that left the loudest echo. While others played checkers with clicks and clickbait, Kendrick played chess with divinity, self-awareness, and time itself. And in that moment, 6:16 a.m., when the world was still waking up, a man whispered to God and the whole game shook. This wasn't just a diss, it was deliverance, a cleansing, a message to the industry, the fans, the yes men, and even the man on the other side of the battlefield. You can manufacture hype, but you can't fake influence. The smoke has cleared, the memes may fade, but that prayer still lingers. The war was digital, but Kendrick's aim, it was spiritual.